and where do we use this particular application, which companies use this application, and why do we require this application first of all, and what is the scope of this application. So we're going to see all of this quickly, right? So Workday is basically an ERP tool, right? uh, it is not a HCM tool. HCM is just one of the modules. Please remember, it's a module. Core HCM is a module. Human capital management is a module, one of the module. But when you call Workday a tool, we call it as ERP tool. And there are various benefits for such kind of a powerful HCM tool. So we are going to see all of this today. We're going to see how is it implemented in cloud. We'll see what is Workday, when was it developed, what is the architecture. We'll see what is the benefits of a HCM tool, and we'll see what is HCM. So basically, HCM is nothing but a tool which provides solution for most of the HR related, management related, company related, finance related, and payroll related. Okay, all of this, a solution, a tool which provides solution for all of these problems. Okay, if you want to hire somebody, or if you want to terminate somebody, or if you want to design an organization structure, if you want to track your employees leave and absence, if you want to track your employees timesheets, if you want to track your employees performance, so all of this, and compensation, of course. Compensation is very important, right? Salary. So compensation, reward, bonus, expenses means car allowances, petrol allowances, Christmas bonus. So all of this, if a tool is able to keep all of this in one single place and still it is working perfectly fine, that would be a very powerful HCM tool. And such kind of a tool is only Workday. Okay? It will have all the modules. It can do so many things for you with just one login. You can do recruitment, you can do termination, sourcing, you can do design and organization, you can work for the CEOs, you can work for the management level, it will work for the normal basic new joiners, for everybody. Okay, such kind of a tool like Workday is in demand right now here in market. Okay? These are the benefits, as I told you. You can tailor the HR process, you can tailor the organization process, you can get the attrition rate, you can get the business strategies, you can get HRMS process, you can get self-service process for an employee, you can automate, and you can globally, and you can even for locals, you can sit here in India, you can just configure it for somebody who's sitting in US, for US company. Okay, and it will work perfectly fine. You can leverage analyticals, dashboards, reports in this particular HCM tool, Workday. Right? Any questions so far as why are we uh, going for the HCM tool called Workday?
Is there any other tools living in what is that Workday for
Come again?
provide
Any
for
other tool?
doing all, like there is any other tool for doing all such work you told right now for doing in recruitment, termination, leaving a Workday? There is any other tool in which comes in HCM?
Yes,
What is
yes.
like
I'll
that?
I'll come to that.
Shrikant,
I'll come to that question in the next slide.
yeah, Shrikant, I just wanted to check, like, earlier we had the PeopleSoft, right? So how is Workday, comparatively, people are switching over to Workday. So what is that? What is the reason behind it? And, is there any other features that is, better than PeopleSoft, or it's just because of the cloud environment? Is it?
Yeah. So it is completely based on cloud, and that's the reason people are shifting to it. I'll tell you about this. I'll tell you about this. Okay, so coming to our next slide, which is HCM in the cloud. Now, what do we understand with HCM in the cloud, right? So the first thing is, in the market, There are lots of HCM tools. There are lots of HR related tools available in market. Okay, SAP, PeopleSoft, Oracle. There are so many tools. But this tool, Workday, why do people prefer? People prefer this because it is completely based on cloud. Now, when I say completely based on cloud, what would be the difference between SAP tool and Workday, or PeopleSoft and Workday, or any other tool and Workday? What would be the difference? Okay, that will be the next question. The difference is Workday is completely handled by Workday company itself. Workday is a company, right? And they have the tool name as well. So the Workday tool is completely handled by its company itself. Now, what do you mean by that? You just need a laptop, any laptop, okay, not even high-end laptop, just any laptop, internet, and you can log into your any system and you can start working from anywhere. That's all you need. But when it comes to other tools which require infrastructure, okay, it requires servers to store data, it requires uh, IT people to handle the server, right? We all have worked in a company, so when we go into a company, we would see that there is a separate room called a server room.
So okay.
And in uh,
Nothing
sorry,
else.
yeah.
Nothing.
So so when we see those server rooms, we see that there's an access guy, there's an IT guy who only has an access to go inside that room. Nobody else would be able to go. So, and there are big servers, different lights and all are glowing in, and all there are different servers. And if there is any shutdown in the server, there'll be another location. Okay, say you are in Bangalore, and if there's a problem in the server, there's another location in Hyderabad, or in Delhi, or in Chennai. So that location will work, and there's a holiday in Bangalore. But this kind of issue does not happen with Workday. Workday, you can work anytime, and there is no problem with the saving data, or you keeping the server, you buying the servers, big servers, or buying uh, IT people, or recruiting IT people to handle those servers. Okay, so such kind of issues is resolved by Workday. That is one side. Okay, the second side is there are so many applications available in market, right? When we talk about these SAP, PeopleSoft, and all that, there are certain other applications which are available in market. What it means is, in the first scenario, it is the physical server which the client is buying, and it is creating a cost for him, and plus a space is required. In the second scenario, the client is buying a application. Okay, if you go online, it'll ask you to purchase some applications, right? Or if you go to your phone Play Store, there are some paid applications, so you have to purchase it. Such kind of scenario happens with organization as well. There are certain HCM tools, there are certain applications which they purchase. They give the money and they get the application, and that's all. Okay, then they will work on it, they will configure the application based on the environment or the organization, and they'll start working. Now, the problem here is they are paying a huge money. Okay, and after a point of time, when the application is upgraded, okay, like the way our phones are getting updated, we receive a message saying that, okay, there is an update available, kindly click OK, right? The similar way, when those applications are getting upgraded, the client has to pay the money to upgrade the application. Again, he has to pay the money. He has to pay the money to maintain that application. He has to pay the money to extend the application work. Different systems, the application can be logged in. So such kind of issues, this is the second way. But the third way is Workday, such kind, which is software as a service. In this way, what happens is Workday will not give you any application. You don't require any infrastructure. You just simply need to subscribe to Workday, and you'll get a username and password. With that, you can log in. Okay. Now you'll ask me, what is the difference? The difference is Workday will maintain the cloud, will maintain the data in cloud by themselves. You don't have to worry about your data. Whatever you changes you make, it is automatically saved in the cloud. And not just one cloud, they will have different servers in different locations. So they will save the data in different locations. So if one server is a problem, they will take care it from the other server. Your data will not miss anytime you log in. Okay, it's always available. There's nothing called as shutdown or breakdown, right? But every Saturday there is a you call this a refresher. Okay, refresh. The workday system maintenance happens every Saturday without any cost to the company who's purchasing workday. The workday itself will take care, right? So that's one advantage. Second advantage is, uh, as I told you, when the client purchases an application, he has to pay the money. And if there is any new release happening, update coming up, he again has to pay the money. But in Workday, it is not like that. Every year, two times, March and September, there is a release, which means there is an upgrade in Workday system. It happens automatically and it is done by Workday itself. It is free of cost for everybody who's using Workday. Okay, Workday itself works at the background, does the development, and it comes up with the new technologies or new solutions to the existing solution in Workday, and it gives it to the client free of cost. Now it's client's responsibility whether he wants to use it or not. If he doesn't want to use it, no problem. If he wants to use it, he can use it, and it's free of cost. Okay, the upgrade happens automatically in the month of March and September. This is March. On 31st, 31st, there is a upgrade release. Okay, so all our systems will be updated with the new information. The system will not change. Only few things which they have added or removed will change. And how does it work? It actually works 1 or 2 months prior. Okay, the Workday will send us the Excel sheets, they will put it in community saying that these are the updates which are going to happen in March or in September, and they will list out all the modules. They list out what is the current future. They will list out what is going to be the change, and they will send it to us. So it is our duty to figure out which module we are using, what is the feature we are going to use, and what is the change to communicate to the team. Okay, that's how the release works. Any questions so far? So does that answer both of your questions?
So what would be the cost of taking the software, sir? Basically, Workday, like,
You cannot
based on its
purchase a software. Only a company can purchase a software.
cost.
Okay, you cannot do it individually. Anything else? Okay. So here on your screen, you see two people, David Duffel and Anil Bushri, who are the founders of Workday. Now, Workday was founded in 2005. So before that, these guys were working with PeopleSoft. They developed PeopleSoft, they built it, and then due to some reason, Oracle just took over it. Okay, it was a hostile takeover in 2005, and post which these guys developed Workday. Now, Workday is a cloud based human resource management software, and it completely deals with all the different HR functionalities, and it also provides different modules like benefits, talent management, payroll, time tracking, compensation, workforce planning, and recruitment. So this is a small history of Workday. Now, everybody, all of us, at least once. Right, this is the website, and you should see the list of clients. There are so many clients who are here in Workday. Let's go to customer experience overview. Okay, you have view customer list. When you click here, view customer list, okay, you'll find the list of customers here based on the industry. It's loading, just give it a minute. Yeah, see on the left side you have the industry, communication industry, or other industries, and here you'll find the name of the company, AT&T. So many people see this, there are so many education institutions in US who are using Workday. Citibank. These are all professional and business services. These are the implementation partners, Alight, Accenture. These are the people who can implement Workday for you. Any questions so far? Okay. So this is what I was talking about, the evolution of Workday, the releases. Okay, every year, two times this release happens. One is on March and the other one is on September. Now, initially, this is something very useful information which you should know, right? And it might be asked in your interviews. Initially, when Workday started, till till 2020, the name of these releases was Workday release R21, R22, R23, R32, R34. Okay, till 2022. It was numbers. You see on the screen 21, 22, 23. So every time there is a release, it is called by number. So if it is coming in March, 21. If it is coming in September, 22. Then next year, it is 23, 24. Then the next year, it is 25, 26. Okay, it was going on till 2020. From 2021, okay, from 2021, the release changed to R1 2021, R2 2021. Okay, release 1 2021, release 2 2022. So in 2022, it is called as R1 2022, R2 2022. This year, in the month of March, it is called R1 2023. Is this concept clear?
Yes, Shiga.
Okay. So here on your screen, you see there are different modules which Workday has developed. Okay, you have HCM, finance module, payroll Canada, and recruitment, student recruitment. So many modules in different versions, which were either upgraded or either created. And here at the end, you see Cape Clear identified. So all these are companies which they have acquired, which Workday has acquired. This is just good to know information. The release information is very important. You should be knowing. If you're attending any interviews, you might be asked about this question. Now, coming to architecture of Workday. How does this Workday work? How does it work? We know that, okay, Workday, I just log in into my laptop and uh, it saves the data automatically. I don't require a server. and it gives me the data when I relog in back. But how does all this happen? How is it pulling back the data? How is it saving the data? Okay, so there are two things. One is a user, and one is a data service. Okay, data service means integrations. Okay, so we are the users, you and me are the users. So what we do is we have a laptop, we have an internet, so we will log in into the link which is given to us with the username and password. It is provided by our company, by our organization. So as soon as we log in with our details, the details will be sent to UI server of the workday, okay, through an XML file. Through an XML, it communicates to the UI server of Workday, and the server in turn communicates with XML with OMS, Object Management Server. Okay, it server and it gets the data and it puts it on your screen. So any changes you make and you come out of the system and you relog in again you'll be able to see the same whatever changes you have made. The system will be the same. This is happening through internet. Okay, through internet, all this data is going to UI server. It is going to OMS, which is saving your data. Okay, object management server is saving your data. Now, what is this object management server? In Workday, everything, whatever you do, is based on an object. What do you mean by object? Object means, let's say, employee. Okay, you and me are employee. There are other people who are working in the organizations. They are workers and employees. So it is an object. A phone number of a worker is an object. Address of a worker is an object. His emergency contact is an object. His manager is an object. Okay, in Workday, everything is an object. Everything is uh, accessible. Okay, I'll show you that in the next page. I'll show you that. So for now, you just understand in Workday, every field is an object. So everything in Workday is saved as an object in the OMS, Object Management Server. When you make any changes to an object or in the system, it goes and gets saved in the OMS. And when you again log in and you want to retrieve the information, it will take the data from OMS and give it back to you. The same thing happens with integrations. If you are creating an integration, it will be saved as an XML or file in the integration server, and it will go get saved in OMS through XML. When you want that integration back, it will pull you the data and give it to you. Now, what that object management server is failed. What happens then? This is down, or OMS is down. What will happen? The object manage OMS is not the only server which will save the data. It will save the data in persistent store as well. So if this fails, the persistent store will work. It will pull the data and it will give it to you. So all this backup storage and all that is handled by Workday Data Center. This Workday Data Center is located in different locations, two, three different locations, so that the data of the data of the company does not miss. Okay. Any questions so far on this? Okay. So quickly, Workday tenant. What do you call it as work? What is Workday tenant? In the place where we log in, the system which we log in is called as tenant. Why do we call it as tenant? Because we are renting it. We're not purchasing an application. We are not purchasing servers so that we can save the data. We're just renting a system, a Workday system, just to work on it. That's all. All right. So that's why Workday is calling it as tenant. So a tenant is a Workday system that has its own secure cloud-based environment. Each Workday customer has their own secure tenant that only they can access. And there are different types of tenant. It's an interview question. There are three types of tenant: production tenant, sandbox tenant, and implementation tenant. Remember this: production, sandbox, and implementation. Production tenant is very simple. When you join a company and uh, you will be given some kind of uh, login, right? Username and password. That okay, Priyanka, just go to login, go to this link, log in with this username and password. You'll be able to see your information, but you cannot edit it. You cannot do any changes. Those are your information with the organization. So that is production. Sandbox and implementation tenant are used by developers. What developers will do is, if they want to configure something, if they want to make any changes, they will do it in implementation tenant. You see, for configuration, implementation tenant is used. They will do the changes, they will do the basic testing and all that, if it is working fine, or what all different changes can I make, they will do it in implementation tenant. So after the configuration is over, the data will be moved to sandbox tenant. In the sandbox tenant, there will be a testing team who will work on sandbox tenant, and they will do the testing. So sandbox is used for testing, implementation is used for configuration, and there is something else called as implementation preview. In the implementation preview, you get nothing but, I was talking about the releases, right? In March and uh, September. So such kind of releases comes in implementation preview tenant. Okay? We can view all those releases, something which is going to happen in future, in the implementation preview tenant. So after the development is done, after the testing is done, the data will be moved to production for employees like you and me to see the data. Any questions? Okay, we have something called as GMS tenant. Please remember this: GMS, Global Modern Service Tenant. Okay, this tenant is for practice purpose. When you join a company, or uh, when you join Workday, okay, basically when a company joins Workday, in order to show a demo, in order to show, give a practice to the client, Workday will give this Global Modern Service Tenant, GMS tenant, just for practice purpose. Okay, just to see how the features are working, how do you navigate and all that. Any questions so far?
Shrikant, yeah, Shrikant just wanted to check like any organization which takes the Workday system in the Workday tenant. So all three types are included, the
Okay,
production, sandbox.
GMS. No. GMS tenant is just for practice. It's an implementation tenant.
Okay,
When I say implementation tenant, you can do the changes, you can configure it, you can do whatever you want in that tenant.
okay.
Okay, it's an implementation tenant. These are the chapters in short. Okay, this is not a detailed uh, content description. This is just chapter wise I'm showing you. These are the chapters which we are going to cover as a functional, in a functional course. We'll cover core concepts, we'll cover organizations, staffing model, compensation, job position, security, and business process and transactions.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. So this is going to be our course content in functional module. We'll cover core concepts. Okay, in the core concepts we have these different topics which we will be talking about, and we also would practice. Okay, we will do whatever I show you in the class. If you go back and you do practice 2 or 3 times, that is sufficient enough. That is going to be your homework. Okay, so whatever you practice, whatever I show you do it, that is configuration. We will see staffing models, different types of staffing models. We will see job and position management, sorry, jobs and position, as how to create a job, how to create a position. We'll see how to create different compensation, salary packages, grades, salaries, and all that. We'll see how to create securities for workday system, functional side. We'll see how to configure a business process, very important. And we will perform certain transactions in workday. We'll hire an employee, we'll terminate an employee, we'll job change an employee, all that. And then we will cover a bit of workday reporting. Okay, we will not cover matrix report, this is for integrations. We will cover basic reportings, advanced reports, different types of calculated fields. And we will cover only one, we will try to cover EIB. All this is integration, we will try to cover EIB, else our work will end with reporting. Okay. So that's about, which is core concept. We'll have less theory sessions, and then we will jump into practical. Okay, we'll talk about organizations, and then we'll talk about uh, how these organizations are created in workday, right? We'll talk about all of this tomorrow.